Hello everyone and welcome to the Cottage at Woodland Corners. Today I will be taking you on a tour of a local park called Creekside Park. Today's introduction is going to be very casual. I want to talk about a conversation that I had with some friends of mine when I said that I was going to launch this channel, and I did. They said, "Is it going to be a cooking channel?" And I said, "Not really. I'm starting out with recipes, and recipes are very fun things to record and to share. And I cook a lot, so they're often content that I can access here in my kitchen. But at the same time, cottage life is way more than just cooking." So, for example, when I ask somebody what is a cottage, what is cottage life, what does that word even mean? And I don't think there's a really clean answer for that. I know what I consider it, but I also know what other people consider it. Some folks consider it to be a small house in the countryside. Someone else might have a lake cottage. Another person might have an ocean cottage or a beach cottage. You can have captain's cottages, which are very pristine and very smart, and not as relaxed as something like a farmhouse cottage or rustic cottage. You have English cottages, French cottages, German cottages. You have mountain cottages or chalets. There's so much in that, and that's just when you're talking about the house. And even if you think to yourself it's something out in the country, you can Google for city or urban cottages and find hits. So there are people that are doing cottage life even in populated city areas where they may not even be living on property that contains land, like just, usable land. So I'm not going to tell somebody what cottage life means for them. I can only talk about what it means for me and what I decided I wanted to record, which is the things in my life that give me pleasure and happiness that, to me, sum up what it means to have the cottage life. And part of that is that I've been sort of renovating my house into a cottage style long enough to where I finally stopped and said, I really think at this point, what is visibly offered to people when they walk in here constitutes what I would consider a cottage style. And I also do like a lot of the aspects of cottage living, like I do like gardening and I do like growing plants. I like quilts, I like throws, comfortable furniture. I'm just not very worried about having everything in order all the time. My house is very relaxed, and I like people to be very relaxed when they come here. I don't want people worried that they can't set a drink down without a coaster. Not that there's anything wrong with coasters, and I understand that different people have different ways of how they like to live. But for me, it's that casual comfort that I really enjoy, that relaxation, that being able to just exhale when you walk in the room and to have that space to breathe where you don't feel cramped and you don't feel like you're living in a museum. And that's just what appeals to me. And part of that is the outdoors. So the issue comes up of what is outdoors? What is nature to a person who lives in an urban area and doesn't have independent transportation? What does nature mean to, someone living in a mountain, someone living in the woods, someone living on the ocean, someone living in the suburbs like myself? I live in the suburbs. And so I have a lot of options because I do have independent transportation. So I can drive 2 hours or 8 hours and spend a week or a weekend camping in a canyon or at a state park on a lake. But I also have close by options. So I could go for an hour and still enjoy like a really nice park with a really nice river. But I also have options in walking distance that are just neighborhood parks, for example, that are quite beautiful actually. And sometimes I'll be driving and I'll see a park that's built along the roadside and I think to myself, what's in there, right? Like you can see the facade, you can see the front of it, but maybe you can't see all the way into the park. And so every now and then I like to go in and just check them out. And I'll drive in and see what is in that park. And I'm almost always pleasantly surprised. The last one that I went to look at is called Creekside Park. And I had an invitation to just go on a brief hike. Someone had an hour in the morning and it was a weekend and they said, would you like to come out and do this walk? And I was like, why not? So I went ahead and walked with them, and I said, let me bring my camera. Let me get some pictures. Let me get some videos. Let me share this with the folks who are going to be watching on this channel that would like to see some of the other things that I have to offer that are beyond recipes, that represent the sorts of lifestyle choices and options that I appreciate exercising. So Creekside Park exists in the Brushy Creek Municipal Utility District. So that's a MUD for folks. I don't know if everybody lives in an area where they know what a MUD is, but it's just a little district that maintains itself, and this little Creekside Park exists within that, and they have some amenities and some options that I would like to show you today and let you know, like, sort of the plus and minuses of the park, and also, you know, if you're going to go and visit a park like this one, what you might want to bring with you and have available to you, what kind of accessibility it offers, things to think about like that. It's just, you'll never know what's in your area if you don't get out and check it out if you're able. So I encourage folks to get out and see what kind of little parks you have around where you live and just check out your options. And with that, let's have a look at Creekside Park. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell if you'd like to make sure that you get updates. If you enjoy the content on this channel, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Creekside and how that compares to parks near you, how you like to live, and what does cottage life mean to you. Thanks so much, and see you next time.